Gravitation. Cannabis got to be from up north or it's from Jamaica. No confirmation, then it's no participation. Never see it in rotation in my conversation. No need for confrontation. This is my observation. Gravitation with the observation. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm wrong. Welcome back to the channel, man. Salute to everybody out there. Salute to everybody out there, man. My boy Skip Townsend, right? Out here in the land. He been doing a lot of community work for the longest. You feel me? Out here in here, probably about the past, 2 or 3 decades, right? You feel me? Skip Townsend is one of them guys out here, especially when it comes to the Los Angeles area. He sits down with Vlad and he talk about this interaction, you feel me, that he had with Nipsey Hussle. So let's go ahead and lock into this. I want to react to this, man. Like I always say, get your drinks, get your smokes, get your eats, whatever you about to do. Get that ready, get that popping. We finna get into this. Let's go.
Did you know Nipsey Hussle at all?
Yes.
I've interviewed him before. Good dude. Nothing but good things to say about him. But on March 31st, 2019, he was killed in his own neighborhood by a fellow Roll 60s Crip, Eric Holder. When you heard that, I remember I was in LA. That was a very dark day in LA. How did you feel when you first heard that news?
Yo, real quick, no lie, that was, bro. I remember that it was like a Sunday. I remember it was a Sunday, and it was around like 2 something when I first like heard it. I had to go to work that day too. I didn't even go to work that day. Like I was like, it was just something in the air. I'm talking about after the news, not before. I'm just saying after. Like I caught off. I'm like, nah, I'm cool, bro. Like I didn't even want to go. You really felt like you lost a cousin, bro. Like real talk. If he was been listening to Nipsey since 2008, so you really like it. It touched. That was one of them. That was a cold one right there. Yeah, that was a cold one when you heard that news. That was a cold one.
I was hoping that he would survive.
Yeah, we all did.
I was hoping he survived. I have a cousin. She does a lot of work with celebrities, so she would help them get dressed for Grammys, Emmys, whatever. And we were at our family house, and she told me, she said, "Oh, they just shot Nipsey or whatever," and she'd start crying. I said, "Nah." So I have a friend that's a police officer, and I called him, and he said, "I know why you calling me, Skip. Yeah, he died." And I said, "No, he didn't. He just got shot." He said, "Skip, he's dead."
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. I said, "You at work? You there?" He said, "No, I'm off." But he said the gang unit already called me and told me that it happened. So it was heartbreaking. I was torn between shit. I'm not from 60s, but
yeah,
you know.
I was just about to say that for people that, you know, I don't know if he's gonna get too much in depth into the situation, but you know, not quiet as kept, but it's out like that's his enemy. You feel me? So that speaks volume when you got your enemy like torn. You know what I'm saying? Because how the way we operate and how we move out here, believe it or not, bro, that's supposed to be a celebration. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, that's supposed to be a celebration. So to hear him saying that, forget the age. I know y'all probably thinking like, bro, he way older. That don't matter, bro. It's still some cats out here that's older than Skip that's still pushing the line or still trying to be out there trying to make something happen. You feel me? Still frontlining. So that don't matter. The age thing don't. You would think. You feel me? You would think that would matter. Like you'll wake up like, bro, you still doing that? But yeah, that's. I hate to say it. You feel me? When your enemies feel like, damn, bro, not him. You know what I'm saying? That speaks volume, bro. Nip was one of them ones.
I mean, I didn't know him where we talk all the time. I didn't have his phone number. We really talked twice, and I really missed the opportunity to get to know him because of my own, I won't say insecurities, but my own perception of who he was. So when I met him, at the time he had a manager that I knew very well, and I called the manager about something, and he told me where they were. He said, "Man, I'm on Slauson and whatever." No, Stocker. He was on Stocker and La Brea. So when I came out there, he was posting stuff about his mixtape. He was hitting all the trees and stuff and, you know, advertising his mixtape.
Yeah.
And so his manager said, "Man, that's the next Tupac." I said, "What?" And when I went to shake his hand, he gave me 2 fingers and a thumb. He said, "I'm neighborhood Nip." So at that point, I'm like, you know Tupac to me. You're a skinny dude with an S hat on. You're a gray and blue Pendleton. You're rolling 60. You're not Tupac. So I didn't know who he was going to become. I just knew at that moment he gangbanging on me, and I don't want to be a part of it. What's his name? Got killed in Florida, Sanford, Florida. Trayvon Martin got killed. So the family came to Crenshaw High School. And I'm part of the Southern California Ceasefire Committee. So we're up there. We're going to march, and then there's going to be a panel. And they said Nipsey Hussle is going to be on the panel. So I'm sitting out here putting out fires, stopping kids from killing each other. Their mothers whose children been murdered who didn't get the coverage that Trayvon Martin got. So when I seen Nipsey again, you know, we spoke, shook hands, but I didn't stop to talk to him. He wasn't the famous Nipsey Hussle to me. Now he's making music, making moves. So people want him because he's from that area.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt a certain kind of way. I felt like he's not out here with us in the middle of the night when the mothers are crying because their kids get killed. He's not out here with us when I'm asking somebody to sit down, put their gun down, and they say, no, I'm gonna get revenge, you know, and I'm arguing with him. You know, he wasn't out here boots on the ground with us. So I didn't know that he had a plan of building out the city the way he did and helping his community. So I missed the opportunity because of my own perception of who he was.
Wow, damn, that's deep. You know what's crazy, bro? That's man, you just, bro, like you feel me? You never know where, you know, you never know where things can take you, like in the sense of if you just sit down and just understand, just old and young, bro. Like I look at it like this: you can get advice from either, right? Older and the younger. It doesn't matter, right? What Nip doing, giving that shake, bro, you got to think he's never been outside of his era. I'm just thinking, I don't know when that was. He said that Trayvon Martin situation, I think that was like 2012. You feel me? When that happened, 2011, 2012. But him putting up his CDs, I want to give it around the time, like I said, like 08, 09. I believe that was during that time when he was out there on Stalker. You feel me? That was anybody seen Baby Boy by that liquor bank where Tyrese got rushed, you feel me, by Looney Tune and them, like what? You feel me? Got rushed. Nobody wants your punk ass bike back. During that scene, I remember Nip being out there doing that. So if that's where he's talking about, like that interaction, like him doing it, you got to think, bro, that's all he know over there. So I don't think it was anything personal when Nip doing that. He thought he was probably just talking. It's just like, you feel me, that's part of what I want to say, bro. That's part of your repertoire, bro. That's part of your vernacular. That's, you know, your mannerisms, bro. That's what you do. It's no disrespect. I'm used to doing that. So by Nip doing that, I can honestly say I highly doubt like Nip was giving him that shake to even bang, was just more like in a greeting way. But once, like I say, Skip Townsend is from the other side of the tracks. So even though he don't gang bang, don't get it wrong, bro. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, I'm not gang bang. I ceasefire. I'm really not gonna be down with that. I'm really not gonna be down with that head shake. You feel me? To keep it a being. So I get where he coming from in that sense, in that aspect. But to see what Nip, I think Nip kind of always been on that. In my personal opinion, bro, I think Nip kind of always been. He just didn't have the resources yet. So I think that's what Skip was like. Damn, if I would have known. But I think if they would have conversed and had that conversation, you know what I'm saying? If they would have really sat down and, you know, and talked amongst each other and actually really got down to the nitty gritty, bro, they could have made some big things happen for the community, bro. Because Skip Townsend always been you feel me? Always been an upstanding, you know, stand-up cat, especially from the Power Walk when they did that with YG and them in Compton, and then the situation, you know, where they kind of was mad a little bit because the footage got out there. But with the Crips meeting, I think with the 60s and the A trades, you know what I'm saying, or whoever was at that meeting during that time. So stuff is well documented on Skip's, you know, on Skip Townsend's behalf. Like what he said, he's really about the community. But I'm gravitation with the observation. I'm not saying it right. I'm not saying it wrong. Rest in peace to Nip. You feel me? Shout out to the neighborhood Nip. Shout out to Skip Townsend. Y'all let me know in the comments below how y'all feel about this video. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Put me in that outro. Gravity.